Have you ever wanted to play Valheim, but you're not sure where to start? Not sure if you want to spend the money on Steam for it. Maybe you just want to get a sneak preview and you don't want to end up like this on day number 1. Well, stay tuned because I've got just what you need, a guide for Valheim in 2025. To start, you'll need a character. Character creation is quite basic. While I'm creating my character, I will let you know that this guide is specifically designed for players that have never actually played Valheim before. This is just preparing people for their first couple days of Valheim that have never played. After character creation, I recommend just using a random seed, name your world something memorable, and click start. After a quick generation, you will get a little bit of lore. Read or skip. I recommend reading. This is not for the reason that you think, and I'll explain it here in just a moment. Now you will notice that we landed in a storm, and we are going to talk about the first big challenge of this game, that is the wet debuff. The wet debuff lasts for 2 minutes. There are ways that you can actually get rid of the wet debuff faster, standing next to a fire, but we won't get into those details. For now, I enjoyed the flight in and I'm ready to get started. I actually recommend enjoying the flight on the way in because it does reveal parts of the map and it gives you some very important information that you can use to your advantage. We are close to water, which is a godsend. So now that we're here, how do we actually get started? Currently in Valheim, you cannot die from not eating or drinking, but you will not be successful without food and drink. Start collecting natural resources, stone, and wood. Will unlock all kinds of new recipes that you need to get started. And you are met with a bunch of sacrificial stones, each one representing a boss. The first boss we are looking for is here. There is a stone next to him which will register the location of that boss on your map. You can see now there is a marker on the map, and that is the direction we will probably want to head at some point in time. But for now, I do not feel like adventuring. I feel like getting safe, comfortable. To get comfortable, the first thing I want to look for is food. Typically, you will find raspberries, as seen here. Pick raspberries. Mousing over raspberries will tell you that they offer you 7 health and 20 stamina. This is considered a stamina food as it increases your stamina primarily. You will also find mushrooms near the summoning stone, which when mousing over, you will notice it is 15 health and 15 stamina. This is considered a balanced food. You may eat up to 3 individual types of food, not overlapping. You cannot eat 2 raspberries. Trying to eat an additional raspberry will tell you that you cannot eat more raspberries. You may eat a mushroom, and we still have room for a 3rd food. You will notice that our HP bar is slowly ticking up. We started at 25 HP, and it is slowly ticking up because of the HP healing that you get per tick. So without the food, you will not heal. You will also notice as I'm sprinting around, there is a yellow stamina bar. When my stamina exhausts itself, my character will fatigue and he will stop running. He will not be able to jump, nor will he be able to swing or fight or punch. Death of any Viking running out of stamina. Compendium, you will see the active effects. The active effects are currently 0. This is also demonstrated on the screen as there are no buffs or debuffs at the top of the screen. Well, how do we get buffs? Well, let's start by looking at some of the items that got unlocked. We did unlock a hammer, a stone axe, and a club. A club requires 6 wood. I currently have 4. I need some more wood. Well, there's a couple different options. Running around here is one. You can punch away your angers and punch a sapling. Slow, but it will yield you some wood. Now that we have 6 wood, let's make us a club. Boom, a club. We can now defend ourselves from the pesky critters of the meadows. We have some here. A very scary neck. You will also notice that I am picking up flint. Flint and stone are both found on the ground. Entry-level tools, such as the stone axe, can be made in your inventory. Stone axe, 5 wood, or stone. Flint tools must be made on a crafting bench. However, the materials are readily available in the starting area, so it is my recommendation to not go to the stone tools, but to go directly to flint tools. You will notice our first bad guy here. He is a greyling. They are everywhere. They do not stop, but they do drop valuable items. Resin, lake, fire. Speaking of fire, how do we make a fire? We have a torch, but no fire. Well, anytime you need to build anything in this game, it is done through the hammer. The hammer is your bread and butter for building. Collect some stone, make a hammer. After making the hammer, I have quite a few new items that have been unlocked, cooking stations, and that mentioned workbench from a few minutes ago. Hammer menu. Ah yes, multiple tabs here. The hammer menu. Under miscellaneous, is your campfire. To build a campfire, I need 5 stone and 2 wood. Here's that workbench I mentioned, and wood. Your building menu, your heavy building menu, and your furniture. Nothing quite here yet. Must be something pending. All right, well, looks like we probably need to collect some more wood. Come on, tree, die. There is an alternate attack on all weapons, including fist punching. Can we make a fire yet is the big question. We cannot make a fire. We need more stones. Oh man, you can turn down your vegetation levels if you have a tough time finding your stones. Let's throw a campfire down. Maybe hide ourselves in these woods somewhere. Oh, and look, raspberries. Wonderful. All right, here's a clearing. It might be able to make camp here. So you'll notice at the top of my screen, I now have a fire. You don't want to be wet. So in order to dry off a little bit quicker, we'll come back to the fire and you'll notice the timer on the wet debuff is quickly disappear. Now there's more benefits to a fire as well. I take a seat next to a fire, resting. What does that mean? Top, you'll see I'm resting. Comfort number 1. I sit here long enough, you will see that I get our first buff in the game. You feel rested. Comfort 1. 8 minutes of rested. Let's check our compendium. Health regeneration, 50%, stamina regen 100, and item regeneration, 100%. I noticed some raspberries over here in this field. Make sure you mark the items that you find of value or interest. I'm probably going to use this little circle here, and I'm actually going to put a pin right here on the map that says raspberries. Later in the game, when I need raspberries for menu items such as, well, we won't do spoilers, I can look at the map and know I found raspberries here and return here because they will respawn. We're going to continue exploring now that we have a rested bonus. You will notice our food in the lower left-hand corner is doing something different than it did when it started. It's flashing. Flashing food means that the effects of the food are wearing off. We are no longer receiving 100% benefit from said food. When they are flashing, you can actually eat food again and replace the items or change the food type. In this example, we do not really have any other foods currently edible, indicated by the forks, so we will refresh our foods. We now have another 10 and 15 minutes of food buffs respectively. The boar, they're actually going to be your first aggressive animal. They will attack you unprovoked. They will sneak up on you and they will attack you, much like the graylings. I noticed I got leather scrap and some boar meat. We've got some meat going on here. And wait a minute, I think I saw something in the crafting menu. Cooking station. Cooking station. Ah, yes, cooking station. You need to have a fire lit below the cooking station. Well, that would make sense. You can always break any item that you've built down or the remove option, and it will return the items to you. Ah, yes, here we are. The fire. Let's build us a cooking station. By interacting with it, I've actually hung up our meat to cook. You'll also notice that the grayling, who wants to fight, is actually kind of staying away because he is scared of the fire. Chase him with fire. He does not like burning. They will also prevent you from resting. If I were to grab a seat right now, you will notice that I cannot rest because this grayling is too close to me. Sizzling of the food indicates the food is ready for picking. If you leave the food on for too long, it will turn into cold. I now have additional food types that I can eat from. Both of these indicated with the red fork, indicating they are HP foods. I have one of each, so we're going to go for the bigger HP. Another day grilling, another day, another Viking victory. I'm keeping an eye on the sun because it does look like it's starting to get dark soon. I do not like being out here in the dark because debuffs come with the darkness. With darkness comes cold. Cold means debuff. You'll see here we've got this large stone surrounded by many boars. This is a great item to find because anytime you need boar, you can return to the stone and there will often be high populations of boar. We are going to slaughter quite a few of these boar, and I am going to mark this location on the map. You'll also notice the wind direction. The wind direction plays a very important factor in this game. We're not only sailing, which makes sense, but also hunting. I am currently downwind from anything that is up on this hill. This boar will most likely not be able to smell me. Very important for hunting deer. There's sneak skill. You'll notice that my skill is improving as I use it, but my stamina bar is draining. When I run out of stamina, guess what? You guessed it. I will no longer be able to sneak. The jig is up. Oh no, I have no stamina. I cannot swing. Be careful with the amount of stamina that you use. The sun is certainly going down, and I do not want to be out here in the middle of the night. So I need to quickly figure out what I'm doing with my life. Quick investigation of the area. I do not find any abandoned structures. You can often find old wooden structures. Keeping an eye on my map. I do not want to venture too far because if I die, all of our items will be dropped We will have to return to this area to pick up our items. Death is very common in this game. It is not the end of the world. The vanilla setting, aka normal mode, will drop all your items onto the ground and you will have to return to recover them. Ah, a stone structure here. Uh-oh, we don't feel rested anymore. Do I have stuff to build another fire? I do. Later in the game, you will get additional items that give you additional comfort levels. You have another rested bonus. You have sundown. This looks like a snowy area. I feel cold. Let's take a look at our compendium. We are cold. Health regeneration, minus 50%. Stamina regeneration and item regeneration, minus 25%. This is not a good situation to be in. Stamina regeneration is low. We're in the woods at night. What do we do? Ah, yes, a structure. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. Let's get in here. Oh, whoa, whoa. What is happening? Ah, look, a roof over our head. Oh no, a beehive. What do we do? Well, this is actually a very, very good sign. We actually want these bees. We want these bees to be our friend. How do we befriend the bees? Well, first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to figure out how in the heck we're supposed to get some tools. So let's get back to the basics. Do a little of foraging in the area before it's too dark. All right, well, a little bit of foraging. We now have enough wood for a workbench. Workbench is how you do all of your crafting. You can throw a workbench on the ground and we will start unlocking recipes. Uh-oh, we have problems. Crafting station needs a roof. Simple solution. We'll break down, put it under a roof. Ah, yes, a workbench under a roof. Now things are moving. You'll notice the flashing hammer here. This is to repair items. Items take wear and tear with use. Repairs are free. Spam the button as quick as you can. I do not want to sleep in a house with pesky bees. Ah, the crafting. Break the structure. We have a floating beehive. Ah, the beehive has fallen. Hey, look, a queen bee and some honey. This is a great start. This is a great food. We now have a roof over our head, albeit not very stable looking. So, just like repairing items, repairing structures, 100% free. Let's see if we can get this place looking a little bit better before it's too dark. Now that we have this roof over our head, nice warm fire, what can we do about this darkness? Well, in Valheim, the answer is always to sleep. Interact with the bed to set your spawn point, and interact again to sleep. You will not be able to sleep, just like you cannot rest if there are enemies nearby. But sleeping will sometimes lead you into a dreamy state, but either way, it will send you to the morning, and sunrise is just around the corner. Welcome to day number 2 of Valheim. I am going to mark this as my home for now because I'm going to call this my home. You can also take a look at our workbench. Here is the flint axe I mentioned earlier, flint knife for defenses. It's day 2, got an empty belly, going to eat some food. Food situation is a little bit dire, so we need to think about how to handle our food situation moving forward. Constructing a chest near a fire, a good place to put your raw foods that need to be cooked, or even your prepared foods. Placing another chest near your workbench is a great place to put raw materials. Chopping block, a workbench improvement. And then our beehive. Well, we already have that queen bee. We found that queen bee. Here it is in our inventory. So we just need some wood. I say we go out and chop some trees. When in doubt, pick the biggest tree in the woods. Always watch the tree fall. We have a widowmaker, friends. They can actually break themselves, causing a massive chain reaction such as that, reducing the amount of effort it takes to farm wood. Birch tree. This tree is too hard. I cannot farm that tree yet. My axe is not strong enough. When farming items such as this, the axe will hit multiple at the same time, stand in the middle, whack them both at the same time. You'll notice that all the noise I've made has attracted a few pests. Break out the knife. Terminate the pest. Our famous beehive. Beehives hang from trees, so let's put it in the tree. Beehive is empty. Interact with the bees. The bees are happy. As long as the bees are happy, they're making honey, and honey is one of the best early game foods possible. Let's get that cooking rack going again. How about another cooking rack? Get a couple cooking racks over the fire. Only have 3 leather scraps. Looks like I'm hunting more boar today. Crude bow, 8 leather scraps. Uh-oh, more boar. Looks like we need more boar. Before we adventure out, it's a good idea to always repair. Ensure you have a rested bonus. As you'll see, we are up to comfort 4 now, which is an 11-minute bonus. 1 extra point of comfort coming from the bed itself. There are many guides on YouTube about comfort levels, so I will not go into details here on that. As far as our fire, you'll notice there's 1 out of 10 pieces of wood in there. Fuel the fire so it stays lit, because there's nothing worse than trying to come home, get a rested bonus, and the fire is out at night. Before we adventure, it's always a great idea to bring additional foods with you, leaving some at home. In case you die, you will respawn on your bed. That is your spawn point. If no bed is selected, you will always spawn on the summoning stone. I'm going to freshen up my foods. We're going to set out looking for boar. I know that I marked this boar stone before, so we're going to head that way. Plenty of raspberries out front. This is a great location for a house. Deer. The wind direction is towards me. The deer probably does not smell me. Sound does not travel all that well upwind. He does not see me. Head down. Ambush. Dead deer. With dead deer comes deer hide, deer meat, and additional workbench upgrades. A deer rug for comfort. Without going into any spoilers, deer trophy is important. We have a couple boar out here. Another ambush attack. Another dead boar. Oh look, flowers. Collect everything that you can find in the early stages. So what else do we need to know on day one? Well, as long as you're keeping your rested bonus intact, keeping food in your belly, staying active during the day, and sleeping the night away, you've got the basics down. And I will not go into details about the meadows. This is not a biome review or guide. This is a general day 1 through day 2 starter's guide. You guys would like a guide specifically on the meadows? Let me know. We're back home. I'm going to pick up all the items out of my workbench that I've collected, and we're going to take a look. I really want a crude bow. I am 3 leather scraps short. And so begins the classic grind of a survival game. It looks like it's nightfall. We're going to check our bees. Our beehive is still empty. It does not have to be dark. I believe it is anytime after noon. You can sleep. And they created another honey for us. Still think I need to go find some more of that boar. Oh, a deer with a star next to it. It's a 1-star deer. Higher difficulty, more damage to you, better drop rates. There's that buck right here. Attack! Come here, attack! No, I'm out of stamina. I'll never catch him now. So what could I have done differently there? Well, besides having a ranged weapon, you'll notice my food in the lower left-hand corner is deteriorating at a rapid pace. If I had refreshed my foods, I would have had considerably more stamina and thus stood a better chance of terminating that deer's life. The weather seems different. Looks dark. Oh no, the rain. I am now wet in the woods with home so far away. I have somehow taken a wrong turn. Now I have a wolf chasing me. This is bad news for me. Big hit. Staggered. Oh no. Total noob has died. As mentioned, you respawn on your bed in your house. First thing you want to do is you want to determine weather conditions, the time of the day, and your situation. It is currently raining. It is the middle of the day. I do have some foods available here, but you definitely don't want to go out running around in the rain because you will instantly be debuffed. The weather seems to be shifting. That is a great sign. We're going to eat some food that we left at the house. You check out the map and we can see skull and crossbones. This is our death marker. Here's our tombstone. Interact with the tombstone and all items will be recovered. I think that kind of wraps up the guide here on day 1 and day 2. If you guys think I missed some tips that would be helpful to new players, comment below. You can always reference that for the next video or an update video. If you guys want to see more content like this, like, subscribe. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hope the content was helpful and enjoyable. I'll catch you guys in the next time. See ya.